Okay, what I said in my previous videos about Smogon has to be true. That if you're not in Smogon, then you're not in on it. That Smogon is a complete joke, everyone that plays it knows it, everyone that plays it knows it's uncompetitive, and the only reason they make decisions is to piss off other people. Because now, Quick Claw is taking over Smogon, and I thought, wait, wasn't Quick Claw banned already because it's an uncompetitive strategy? No, King's Rock was banned. But then I went through all like the ban history and stuff, and I've seen some just weird things. So Sword and Shield OU banned Sandveil, Snowcloak, Bright Powder from metagame, and that's why I remember. I'm like, oh yeah, Bright Powder's like always been banned. Same thing for Lax Incense because evasion is scary. Woo! But then I was going through the rest of the history. We have the Sword and Shield OU that doesn't mention the banning of Bright Powder. So that's everything. Like they ban so much. The rules are so convoluted, you can't find them in one place because there's so much nonsense going on. This also happened for National decks, Sword and Shield. We had Snowcloak, Lax Incense, Bright Powder, Lepaberry, all that stuff. Mirroring OU's decision, the items and abilities raise evasion, which is uncompetitive. They just make up their own thing. Like, yeah, that's it. That's how they work. They make things up. They just keep spouting it. NPCs that are bad at the game go, yay! And that's Pokemon. Then I found another Sword and Shield National Dex ban thing where the council unanimously voted to ban King's Rock, Razor Fang, and Quick Claw. These items reduce potential counterplay into a luck-based coin toss, which is uncompetitive. And it's one of those things about like the hypocrisy of the Smogon decisions where, okay, if you're removing luck from the game, then why didn't you ban Scald ever? If it's about things that are over-centralizing, why didn't you ban Therian Landorus when it was 40%? There's never any consistency to any of the bans. The ban logic is hilariously flawed if you understand a single thing about Pokemon, and then the bans do nothing to actually make the game feel more competitive or balanced to Smogon's own audience. And that's where we get to this, which also goes into another thing I realized recently, that the biggest problem with Smogon's balance is not having an item clause because it messes around with all like the Pokemon viability. It turns out Pokemon gets really annoying with 4 leftovers and 2 scarves, or 2 banded wall breakers. It also puts a lot of emphasis onto needing entry hazards, so you don't have 4 Focus Sash Pokemon ruin your life. But with all the stupid rules, and all the stupid clauses, this slipped through the cracks. And I feel like the reason why it took so long is because most people in Smogon probably expected Quick Claw to just be banned anyways, because anything else using RNG is banned, and Quick Claw has had a weird, obscure history of being banned. It just didn't carry over from Pokemon Sword and Shield OU immediately, or in a documented way, and then I guess people forgot, which is also really weird. And then people are going to say, but Verlisify, you support the official rules, which allow Bright Powder, and they allow Quick Claw, so why are you upset about this? I just said item clause is a big deal when it comes to Smogon. So yeah, like, this guy's also just insane. If you've been laddering around 1900 to 2000 lately, you might have noticed a heinous trend going on. I was blessed by God's immaculate light a few days ago and constructed one of my most successful teams yet, which allowed me to break into the top 30. Even renowned players have folded to this strategy, and I'm talking about Monoclaw, baby! The narcissism blows me away, and that shouldn't happen because of my experience with the Pokemon community. But this person is behaving this way because they're exploiting a broken, made-up, casual, for fun rule set that is just inconsistent and makes no sense to begin with. So yeah, like, alright, you found the cheat code everyone forgot to ban, and now you think you're good because of it. So what is Monoclaw? You may be familiar with the held item Quick Claw, an item that allows Pokemon holding it to have a 20% chance to move first in its priority bracket each turn. At first sight, complete gimmick, unreliable, and a waste of an item. No, Quick Claw has viability in regular Pokemon, and it's also, if it was just a complete gimmick and a waste of an item, then why was it banned previously? In multiple formats. But, what if you go further beyond? This dude is actually, like, deeply mentally ill and needs help immediately. By using 5 Quick Claw abusers on the same team, you end up having a very high chance to get at least 1 or 2 crucial procs each game. these procs will grant you a massive advantage whenever they happen, especially if you employ hard-hitting abusers such as Iron Hands or Ursaluna. When combining this with a screen setter, in my opinion, Grimmsnarl is preferable to Dragapult. You really enjoy Taunt to shut down other leads, Bulk is nice. You increase your chances to get procs even further. So it's 5 Quick Claw and 1 Light Clay. Also, I feel like the only reason 5 Quick Claw works is because most Smogon players are completely throwing away items on half of their Pokemon with the over-reliance of heavy-duty boots, which does nothing, and entry hazards are terrible to begin with, and I feel like Smogon players are slowly realizing this to where they're going, wait a second, if I get free screens because of entry hazards, the damage they deal doesn't really matter, and then I just got free turns while they're setting up, and I can use that to just sweep them, which has been my philosophy. Wait, forever. Verlisify always right. Hey, but isn't this just luck-reliant garbage? Not really, if you build it correctly. Smogon players and cognitive dissonance. Name a more iconic duo. Also, this kind of like debunking all the RNG and evasion uncompetitive logic that I've been talking about forever when it comes to Smogon. Hey, Verlisify always right. Basically, you're just making Screen's bulky offensive team, which is a very dangerous playstyle in its own right, especially in the very high offense-oriented ladder meta, replacing all the items with Quick Claw to abuse the chance of gaining a massive uncounterable advantage each turn that stacks with screens and the fact that all of your mon are extremely bulky. You should aim to build a team that is prepared to handle all threats in the meta as you would normally, and which doesn't rely on luck, but is boosted by it. Oh my goodness. Now here's the thing, I've argued similar for something like Fissure, because now that we have Pokemon like Dondozo existing and King Gambit existing, which can be 3 to 4 hit KO Pokemon, it kind of removes the luck element from landing a Guillotine or a Fissure because you're just around so long and you're throwing so many of them behind the safety of your own durability to where you eventually land it. The way Smogon sees one-hit KO moves is that 30% chance is too low, so you're never supposed to land it unless it's on Scald, and that way you're just a casual noob that can't actually win Pokemon, so you need to coin flip every game on a 30% chance, and if it lands, it's a stupid gimmick that wasn't supposed to exist anyways. But doing that for every Pokemon on your team with a 20% chance, that's not luck at all. You see, Smogon solved the RNG problem by pumping so much chance into the system that there's really no luck at all. In that way, even if you don't get any procs, which again is very unlikely because you have 5 abusers and lots of turns to get these procs, you can still win by playing well. Which shouldn't happen because you effectively have no items, but since Smogon players are playing without items because of the non-threat of entry hazards, again, like Smogon's creating their own problem in like 5 different ways because the format's so broken. A lot of the featured replays I will provide are actually games where no procs happen, which shouldn't be possible because I get a decent amount of procs on my Dondozo just existing with a Quick Claw, my one and only Quick Claw, I'm allowed to use in Battle Stadium 3v3, which is a shorter format than 6v6. And, like, that's a thing, so I don't know. And then, like, if the procs aren't happening, then why aren't you doing other things? Just run 5 Citrus Berries. That way all these bulky Pokemon have 125% durability, effectively giving you that other turn. So this is just a failing of Pokemon battle theory that also just turns the games into a dice roll with a loaded dice because there's so much RNG involved. I was also about to make a mistake and say that it's crazy that Smogon players keep getting run over by screens, but these are Smogon players. They've refused to adapt at any point in the entire history of competitive Pokemon. So instead of running Psychic Fangs, instead of running Brick Break, I mean, we have, what's that fish thing called? We have Veluzula. It sets up and then does Psychic Fangs. So if you go for Fillet Away and they go Reflect, now you get Psychic Fangs and you have all that crazy boosted damage and stuff and you're just really strong and ready to set up a sweep, or at least keep the screens down for a while. And then the rest of it is like that Schizo Baton Pass post where the dude just went on forever about how his strategy is incredible and then ended up having to redact and be like, actually no, Baton Pass failed in the Freedom Cup. Even though Verlisify was right, we all have to say Verlisify sucks and screw Verlisify. So yeah, that thing not getting banned when King's Rock and Powder is ridiculous to me. I didn't know Bright Powder was banned because it's not here. We do have Sandvale and Snowcloak, and then the other things, but the Smogon wide clauses is just evasion clause that says double team or minimize, but no Bright Powder. Again, just like the complete inconsistency. So since it's not documented anywhere that bright powder is banned, I would just assume that RNG things that have been banned in the past, like Quick Claw, would be banned as well. But no, because this happened within Smogon, that means it must be proper Pokemon. Fantastic post and awesome replays and explanation. Bruh, you've successfully made one of the most demonic playstyles I've seen in a hot minute. Disgusted and impressed. These children. What's impressive about running only one item because there's no item clause and then realize, oh, it's been good all along? And then just to kind of get an idea of all the other weirdo stuff going on in the Smogon metagame discussion, you do an Iron Valiant suspect. And then the response is, very clever. Ban all the Gambit checks to ensure Gambit banned during the suspect, because they want King Gambit banned. That's kind of crazy, because King Gambit is that powerful. I've been saying it from the beginning. And when you ban as many things as Smogon, King Gambit only gets more powerful, even without Guillotine. OU has fallen. At least it's not Scald. Well, there we have it. The meme that worked and brought a new OU, an OU that follows familiar rules. No items, Fox only, final destination. I mean, that's been Smogon forever now. That's all the same Pokemon on the same item set, and in modern Pokemon with all the heavy-duty boots, it's effectively no items. And you banned every other stage, I mean Pokemon. And because some nobody named Vert used the strategy that was posted, the narcissism has boiled over. This is our community, guys. This is in Pokemon. This is also when you have one of those, like, very unsavory moments where as you're walking around, you know, you're at Walmart getting groceries and someone walks by you, that could be this guy. Or that could be this guy with the same mentality. Or just could be some deeply disturbed individual, which is getting a higher and higher prevalence because of the overuse of social media. And you're lucky they didn't have the intrusive thought that moment of wanting to know what you look like on the inside. So, yeah, again, like, Pokemon is so terrible. I've debunked everything from Smogon to the point where I shouldn't be surprised. But here I am, being surprised at the illness. Hope you guys at least found the video entertaining. Try to have a nice day after this. Thank you very much for watching.